All right, next up we've got a couple of videos that we wanted to review. So let's skip ahead here to the lift itself. This was a third attempt squat in competition. So what we see here is really a pretty good looking squat. I don't have I don't have a lot of issues with this squat. Um, you maintain your hip position well. So if you've watched other videos that we've reviewed in the past, we've pretty often seen a chest fall pattern, and you are one of the few who don't really exhibit that pattern. So what we're looking for is as you drive out of the hole, if you have a lifter with a chest fall pattern, what's going to happen is their knees are going to drift back, their hips are going to come up out of proportion with the movement of the barbell. You don't do that. So that indicates to me, in terms of strength, that we need to do some other things other than the those most normal things when it comes to assistance work and supplemental work. As far as your assistance exercises, I would try to do some things that really highlight that drive phase that are not necessarily quad focused. So the pin squat, um, it. So here's the thing. Here's the weird thing about exercises is that they don't have just one focus. So it could be that things like pin squats are still effective for you, but in this case, I would start experimenting more in the direction of some other things like squatting with chains or bands. Um, Pause squats, I would bring those back. And other things that tend to highlight that drive phase um, outside of pin squats. So what pin squats do is they tend to reward you for maintaining a proper position, and they punish you for falling outside of that position. Um, it's going to be up to you to look into your training log and see what you're getting good results from. But now, post competition, now that you've got a bit more time, conceivably before your next competition, and it's going to be this is a good time for you to experiment. So I would try to get some of those other methods into your training and see what your response is like. So you'll know, and then when it gets closer to your next competition, you can put in those most effective methods. But this is a very good looking squat. No issues from me on that squat. So next up, let's look at your bench. Again, this is a third attempt bench. Not bad, not bad. So one thing that I do want to highlight. So as you, if you, sorry, let me see if I can stop it at the bottom here. If you watch your bar path as you come up, it does arc back and then go up, which is exactly the bar path that we want to see. If you look at the collar here, you'll be able to see it. So let me play it and I'll show you what this bar path looks like. So it comes back and then straight up at the for the lockout. One more time. So it comes back and then straight up for the lockout. Now, one thing that you could do here is you could get it back over your shoulders a little bit earlier. It would be nice to see you come a little bit harder back toward your shoulders as you press it off your chest. So that's something that you can work on in the future. Some exercises that will help that, things like incline bench, incline pin press, like a shallow incline bench, regular pin press. All those tend to do good things for your bar path. Even a slightly close grip is going to be useful for you as well. When it comes to your supplemental lift, focusing on your shoulders is a good place to start. Again, all these things are educated guesses, and it's going to be pending what you really respond to best in the real world. So Solid looking bench. Let's move on to your third attempt deadlift. Well, I need to back it up a bit. Sorry. A bit more. It's a very solid third attempt deadlift, and you seem like you have a bit more in the tank here as well. You're a flat back deadlifter. I can see your back position a bit, but you can know that for sure because of how much authority you've got on the lockout of this lift. So this is a very strong third attempt pull. You can see that the only deviation that you see is just a slight squish as you break the bar off the floor. And that's not, I would be hesitant to even call that an error. So what I'm saying is, if this is your bottom position where you start to apply tension, you're going to see that your hip position comes up just a bit before the bar actually breaks from the floor. I'm hesitant to call that a deviation because, I mean, let's be honest, everybody has something. There will be something that happens during limit lifts that is outside of what would happen if it was a light lift. That doesn't necessarily make it wrong, and in this case, I think that's part of learning to be stronger is that you'll learn to manage that and control it better. Excuse me. And then you'll add more weight to the bar and it'll reappear. That's just kind of the nature of some of these things. That's the nature of getting stronger. Getting tight is getting strong. So hopefully you could see it there. Let me play it for you one more time. The deadlift, fortunately, is something that can be addressed through just kind of the standard exercise selection that's in your program. I don't think you'll need to change anything there. You can just do that deadlift program and that should take care of you. Again, these are just guesses, so if it's not, let me know and we can look for other things to try until we find something that does work for your deadlift. So good videos. Looks like you had a good meet. You have listed here this is a 7 kilo personal best. So congratulations on the personal bests, and thanks for sending these in. We'll see you next time.